I don't know how this course got so bad so quickly. It went from pretty decent to the worst thing that I've ever played. Now let's go toss some plastic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we find ourselves at one of West Michigan's lowest rated courses, and that is Hart Hydro, and you guessed it, Hart, Michigan. But we're starting off with a nice and simple 185-foot hyzer shot, just kind of dead straight, wide open, great warm-up hole. We are gonna full send our champion rhino. All right, kind of a little ace run there. Great way to start the round off. Let's get started. For the record, I'm already in a very bad mood. Just walking from that tee pad to here, my feet got absolutely soaked. It's about 4 inches of just mud. So we're off to a hot start in a few different ways. Hole 2, 220 feet. It is dead straight. We are kind of playing into a slope here, so we don't want any rollaways. Another fairly simple hole, so we are just gonna send our rhino up there and hopefully go back to back. All right, perfect. Good start so far. For the 2, hole 3, 270 feet. The basket's tucked behind that tree up there. We are gaining a decent amount in elevation, and we are gonna full send our Kotuku. Oh, throw it in the air, Hunter. Well, that was bad. That was really bad. Here's where the Kotuku landed, just never gave it the height to be able to fight back towards the basket, leaving us a tricky little 25-foot uphill putt for the 2. Oh, well, that's always a sad sound you don't like to hear. I'm really curious what the kicker is here at Hart Hydro. Obviously, it's pretty short and boring so far, but that would not justify a 3.2 rating on U-Disc. It does hold a ton of water. I'm completely soaked, a lot of humidity, hair soaked. I think that's more of a personal problem though, you know what I mean? So in the comments, make sure you guys let me know what issue. There's gotta be something we're gonna run into that's gonna be that 3.2 rated moment. Hole 4, and we have another standard hyzer shot, but we do lose some elevation this time. You guys should just barely be able to see the basket down that walking path. I'm just gonna take the rhino, send it out wide, and well, hopefully leave ourselves with a putt. Go in the basket. Oh, well, hopefully we were close. That tee shot is blind, but we had to be pretty close on that one. Hole 5, it's an absolutely stunning looking tee shot, but unfortunately the hole is pretty boring. It's only 240 feet. The basket's just out of sight down there, tucked off to the left. We are gonna go with our Kia. That was really bad. That was really bad, way too early. I should have went with the rhino again, but I didn't want to throw it on every tee shot, and well, that's what we get. So I'm currently in the thick of it looking for the Kia. As you guys can see, my bag is right there. That's the fairway. But what I discovered is if you happen to hyzer too much, I mean, just 25 feet, you have that. You have an endless hill. So hopefully the Kia's not down there because, well, it just might stay there. That might be its new home. So the Kia ended up much shorter than I anticipated, leaving us in an almost impossible situation here. I'm just gonna try to throw it up, hit this gap in these trees, hopefully leave ourselves a putt. Hey, that worked out better than I thought. Very happy with that par save. Hole 6, 250 feet. The basket's in a pretty tricky pin location. It's located right on the side of this hill off to our left. We are just gonna go with the hyzer, hopefully get it to slide down there just a little bit, and we're gonna try to get some redemption with our Kia. Get down. All right. We didn't quite get down quick enough, but I don't think we went all the way to the bottom. Let's go find out. Not a good look for the Kia, back-to-back rough shots, and I refuse to admit how long it took me to find this one. Hole 7, we have another blind hyzer shot. This one's only 210 feet. It looks like it is hooked way off there to the left on the side of a hill. I don't know how bad rollaways can be, but because of that extreme meat hook to the left, we are gonna send our scepter. All right, let's go see how we did. Well, we did catch a rollaway, leaving ourselves with an extremely difficult putt. If we go flying past the basket, who knows how far it can go. And guys, when I'm talking about a lot of water, this just looks like grass, but when you walk up to it, that's like 4 inches of standing water right there. It's absolutely insane. We are gonna full send it with our hammer. No, settle. All right. Hopefully it settled. I'm not entirely sure. That was really close to being really bad. Hole 8, and this might be where the rating comes from. This hole is kind of whack, 250 feet. It looks like it's an extremely sharp anhyzer shot. I have no idea where the basket is. And yes, everyone's intrusive thoughts are doing the same thing, saying to just throw at that basket right there. But we're gonna resist, and we're gonna full send the P Waka Waka. After our stellar P Waka Waka shot, this is what we have left. Guys, I'll be honest, we're probably still 100 feet away from the basket, and this will be a complete throw and hope situation. Oh my gosh. You know, I take that back. That was all skill. No luck involved in that shot whatsoever. For the 3. Hole 9, and we're hitting a decline fast. This hole is absolutely insane. 225 feet. Our fairway is probably 6 feet wide, dead straight, way uphill, and the kicker is we are throwing right back to where we just were. So if someone down here is blind to that next tee pad, you are just hucking discs right at them. Now, it is unlikely you'd get through the trees, but still not the best design. We are gonna full send our Envy. Yep. You know, that was actually a really good throw. I think that kick was terrible. Let's go find it. Here's where the Envy landed, and we actually do have a look for the birdie, probably about 46 feet uphill for the 2. Oh, I hit my hand. Dang it. Oh, we've all been there. Luckily, it was just a putt and not a full-on throw. For today's hole 9 break, I want to learn a little bit more about you guys. And my question is, what kind of disc golfer are you? Are you somebody who's constantly doing field work, getting a lot of reps in putting, traveling around, playing a lot of tournaments, really trying to push and improve your game? Or are you just somebody who loves to be out in nature, and disc golf is a great gateway for a happy middle ground? It gives you something fun to do while also giving you destinations to travel around to and see new environments and new places. Or are you somebody who just likes to stay local, play your same 2 courses, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, and just use it kind of as that daily stress reliever? For me, I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. I really like to use disc golf as a way to push out, see new places. I don't do a ton of field work. I definitely work on my putting quite a bit. And whenever I play around, I am taking it very seriously. I feel like staying glued to the same 2 courses, you hit a skill cap fairly quickly. I have been down that road, and actually going out and playing, 100 different courses, I didn't necessarily play the game more. I just got more experience with it. Coming back back, my local course scores actually went down quite a bit, which was awesome to see. Like I said, guys, I really want to just learn a little bit more about you awesome viewers out there. So just tell me, you know, kind of what keeps you going in disc golf. What do you love about it? Why do you continue to play this sport? Hole 10, this one is pretty exciting. 425 feet. It is dead straight, quite a bit downhill. We definitely do not want to hyzer out too early or go too far into the rough. We are going to full send our Firestorm. Get over. All right, that'll work. Played it a little too safe, I think, but we'll take that. Did come up quite a bit short. I do think I should have played a little more aggressive on that shot, but hopefully we can knock this putt down probably around 30 feet. Oh, Hunter, you can do better than that. Hole 11, 185 feet, dead straight, wide open, way uphill. I am gonna disc up to the Kotuku just because I wanna give this thing a run. Oh, I still left it short. For the 2. Hole 12, and a lot more is making sense about the rating now. This might be the most ridiculous hole that I have ever seen. It's 350 feet. We have the river ripping down the right side. And if you guys see that very narrow, which you might think is a walking trail, that's actually the fairway. It's completely overgrown down there. You know, I'm gonna send the hammer. I don't really trust anything down. The hammer's more than willing to take one for the team. So we're just gonna attempt to go that way and then safari our way to the basket. Well, that's gone. We threw that right into the river, like directly into the river. So, yeah, we'll try it again. We got 2 hammers. All right, let the safari begin. Well, we found the hammer. I think the basket's somewhere that way. We're just gonna have to do a pitch out though. This is crazy. I pulled 2 ticks off of my leg. This is nuts. All right, good enough. Well, as you guys can see, that's the fairway that you're supposed to hit from 325 up. Honestly, you just want to pitch to the bottom of the hill and then rip it. But again, you only have about 7 feet, good chance of losing a disc on each side. Definitely one of the worst designed holes I've ever seen. We're just gonna go hammer, 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 hopefully leave ourselves a putt. Tried to just go up and over it, not. Left ourselves about 35 feet for the 5. All right, put me down for 6. You guys want to know the best thing about how ridiculous hole 12 is? Once you finish it, you just turn around, walk all the way back up the fairway, back up that hill, way over there across the bridge to get to hole 13. That's what you call peak course design. Hole 13, guys, I don't know how it went downhill so fast. We have a basket right there, which means somebody from somewhere is throwing right at us. It's showing that we just have a hyzer shot, but I just see a street. I don't see anything cut out for a basket. I did find this DX Rock 3. This might be the disc we use for the rest of the round. But yeah, I'm just gonna throw it up this road and eventually we'll maybe find a basket. All right, we hit some branches, landed in the middle of the road, perfect. Believe it or not, there actually is a basket tucked up in the middle of the woods up there. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I'm guessing we're still about 60 feet away for the 2, and we're not trusting anything right now, so we're sending the Rock 3. All right, hopefully we can get our par. For the 3, Hole 14, we're just turning around and throwing right back down this fairway that we just played up. It's 195 feet, I think it is. Hopefully, no one's stepping up to hole 13 right now, but we're gonna full send our rock. All right, let's go figure out how bad that was. Hey, the rock 3 actually worked out pretty good on that one. End of this course feels like somebody had a 1,000-word essay and ran out at like 700. They had a good amount of pretty decent holes, and then they had 200 feet of straight, and they're like, perfect, put a basket on the top and the bottom. And they're like, well, we also have this swamp over here. And it's like, perfect, just cut out a trench as wide as the mower. Perfect for another hole. Hole 15, 285 feet, way downhill. The basket's tucked behind that big kind of just bush down there. I believe that's where I'm aiming anyway. I'm gonna take my Kotuku, get some turn on it, and hopefully it just kind of falls out of the air, gives us something to work with. Get up in there, be perfect. Oh, you know, I've kind of held my breath there. The basket is blind, but I couldn't have thrown that better. It turns out we were not very close to a run at all. The only way to really go for this basket is to come in with a sidearm or an anhyzer. Hole 16, 210 feet. It shows that, I mean, obviously we have to go with a big, you know, anhyzer shot, but this is absolutely ridiculous. I can't even control it anymore. You guys know the drill. We're just gonna tomahawk the rock 3. I don't know, maybe we'll find it, maybe we just won't. Guys, hear me out. When it showed a slight anhyzer, the tee pad is right there basically. So I kind of threw straight up over here. I figured I'd get a little putt, but when it shows an anhyzer, it means like 180 degrees. The basket is tucked way down this alleyway. And I mean, it's just, I could not make this up. I don't know what universe you would try to throw some shot like that. It is literally, you have to throw, you're better off with a boomerang for a hole like this. But regardless, I'm gonna take all of 0 seconds to look for that rock 3. So if there's any locals around Hart, there is a killer DX Rocks 3 somewhere on hole 16. Hole 17, 185 feet. It looks like we want to go dead straight for a bit, and then somewhere the basket's tucked up to the left. We are throwing uphill. We are going to full send our Kia. All right, that's all I'm looking for. We are still like 65 feet short of the basket. I don't know if I had the noodle arm of the century, but I've kind of thought that these tee signs aren't super accurate, but nonetheless, we have a long uphill putt, hopefully to save our 2. Nope. Really tricky footing, very wet, tricky footing. For the par, and rounding off our roller coaster of a day here at Hart Hydro Disc Golf Course, we have hole 18. This one's actually pretty fun. 315 feet, dead straight. We have a lot of weird wind action going on over there. We are just gonna full send our Firebird and hopefully end on a good note. Big hyzer. Oh. Oh, well, we landed right next to the basket, skipped, hit the concrete, and slid down. That is highly unfortunate. Very unfortunate situation, but it does give us a chance to end on an awesome putt, probably about 40 feet way uphill for the 2. Oh, dang it, so close. And that wraps up today's video at Hart Hydro Disc Golf Course in Hart, Michigan. And guys, my biggest takeaway was the fact that this course is an absolute roller coaster. This is not a review that I'm going to take up much of your time. I believe the camera did capture all of it in its glory and its downfalls just fine. As you can see, the first handful of holes are just very simple hyzer shots, a lot of them being ace runs. When you hit those first two woods holes, it is pretty lackluster, and then you come out, you have a couple fun, elevation changing shots, and then, well, it goes drastically downhill from there. This is one of the worst courses that I've ever been at as far as conflicting fairways. You are going to walk into a lot of places where you are directly in line to get hit with a disc, and you won't even realize it. If you wanted to have a good time at Hart Hydro, I would grab a couple buddies. I would each grab about 3 to 4 DX discs that you do not care at all about losing. Come out here, relax, and just have a fun time. I can't imagine hardly any of you guys are going to find yourselves stuck in Hart, Michigan, but if you do, I would highly recommend that you just keep driving north and go play Fairway to Heaven. As I mentioned, guys, there's not much I'm going to go over here. As you can see, the tee pads are fine. The tee signs are very serviceable. The signage from hole to hole is pretty good. Some of the holes just require a long walk to get to the next one. By no means do you need some arsenal of shots. If you have a hyzer, you can lay down a good score here at Hart Hydro. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to go toss some plastic.